Well, we've developed a CAD version of what was previously a raster logo, and that's the block you see in the right hand corner here of what is now a combined block with all sorts of information about the site location, client names and so on, all ready to be edited and brought up to date with the particular project. It's time now to put this information into a drawing sheet. I'll just zoom extents to show what we've done. I've got what is a red border here. The precise size of this happens to be an A2 sheet, but I'd use the same technique for all the sheets, offset 20mm on the left and 10mm all round, and the block that we've been developing and title information sits in the bottom right hand corner. It's a good idea when you're developing new logos just to change background colour from black to white and just make sure that our newly developed logo works well in both black background and white background, and this one does. So we'll zoom it again, we'll save it. We now have I've called it logo and information on an A2 sheet, given it a long and somewhat unwieldy title, and we'll just close that particular sheet. Now let's test it. Here's a design for front entrance to a property. We want to display it and use our new logo. If you look here, you may be able to see, if we zoom in, there was the raster version of the logo. We'll go back to the model, we'll say format, we're going to have a new layout. I won't bother labelling it at the moment, but we'll say new layout. It'll be layout 4, and we've been working here on an A2 sheet, but it could be any sheet, and in landscape mode, and we'll OK it. Now when we go to layout 4, we get our automatic floating viewport here, so we have to set the bounding box around the design, and I'm doing that now, and I'll display that on the layout, and not too bad. We can double click in there again. I think we need to move it up a little. I'll move that raster image. Well, I was going to move the raster image off so you don't see it, but maybe we'll put it down here on the left. We'll see how we go with that. Display it on the layout. Now maybe we want to take advantage of every piece of space that we've got, and it's now time to try out that block that we developed, that gCADPlus drawing sheet. So we're going to say add from another file, logo and information on an A2 sheet. We'll say yes, we're going to install it into model space, insert it into the drawing. We'll have as an insertion point 000, and what that will do is put the red border down at the bottom of the sheet. So we'll say OK. There we are. You may just be able to see the red border at the extremities of the sheet. Our logo and information is sitting reasonably well. We just need to pan things up a little. Well, now things are positioned nicely, and I've moved this raster version of the logo down here, and here's our new CAD version of the logo. The only thing we need to do now is turn off the grid and then change the colour of the floating viewport to white, so white on a black background won't show, and we're ready to print. So we can use this logo, embed it in some title information, and construct a series of say A3, A2 and A1 sheets, and use them as required. Here is a view in Acrobat Read and a reasonably nice result. Well, your next question might well be, how can I use these blocks and symbols and logos and things that I've made in future design work? If you look under Library and Plants, you can see there's a spot there for MySymbols, or the simplest way is to pop all of the symbols and things that you've developed, including these drawing sheets, in that MySymbols folder. And all you need to do is point using tools and set library paths. We've got MySymbols, so I can click on here and I can browse to the C drive where I've made a folder for this company called Stately, and I'm saying now to this copy of gCADPlus, whenever you want to find one of your symbols or my symbols, this version of gCADPlus knows where to find it. So I can say OK. So let's just start a brand new drawing. We'll load one of the templates and we'll say, let's imagine that I wanted to use one of those symbols. Would be library, plants, MySymbols, and there we are. We're looking at a wheelie bin, organics recycled, the logo and text, logo, the sheet that we've just developed, and some profiles. I haven't put many in there for this particular company, but by way of illustration, that should show you how you can gather together all of your symbols, put them in a folder, somewhere where you know they are, and then just point the MySymbols to that file location. And that will build up very quickly to a useful store and personalise gCADPlus just for you.